Guys, it's Friday afternoon and I'm in my office. Not a bad office, right? The mountains in Switzerland. My office yesterday was the mountains in Bulgaria. My office tomorrow is gonna be Poland, my grandma's house. My office 2 weeks time is gonna be Dubai. My office a month ago was in Austria. My office is wherever I am and wherever my laptop is. This is all not because I came from a rich family or I was given opportunities freely in life, but simply because I sat down and I got into high ticket sales.
I get it. She wanna come with me, I get it. And she wanna come for me, I get it. Diamonds dancing, she want it, I get it. Shawty want all of me.
Sat down, picked up the phone and started calling leads. As a result, I'm now able to be as location independent, as free, time-wise, location-wise, as is physically possible. I travel more than I could ever imagine. I didn't even know I'm this much of a travel person. I thought I liked to sit in London and I thought I liked London so much, but realistically, you never know who you are until you have the freedom and the ability to actually discover that. And obviously that's not something that is possible as a 9-to-5er with 21 days a year of paid holiday. Of course, my holiday isn't paid, but one call that I close will earn me £600, which is essentially this entire trip. Can't complain too much. Now, what does freedom actually mean to me? It means waking up on any random day and deciding that if I want to go to Switzerland, I can. If I want to go to Bulgaria and ski, I can. And in terms of time-wise, being able to just block my calendar at any given time I want, at any given moment that I need to go and see my grandma in Poland or go to fix my teeth, for example, which I'm in the process of doing right now. And that's exactly what I mean by location freedom, time freedom, being able to go play paddle whenever I want. And it's all due to the fact that I don't have a boss. I am my own boss. And obviously for some people, that's not a great thing, simply because if you're not diligent enough and if you're not stringent enough to be able to work on your own accord, this will never work. But if you do have that hunger in you to want to provide more for yourself, for your family, remote high ticket sales allows you to do that from absolutely anywhere. If you need to take a holiday, if you need to go somewhere, if you need to take time off, there is no one stopping you apart from yourself. Now, I do also want to make clear that this isn't just as plain sailing as I make it out to be, maybe, or as you may think, because there was moments where I've literally burst into tears because of being in high ticket sales. And one of those moments was back in February of 2025. I had given in my resignation to my company in Canary Wharf. I was a corporate finance salesperson and I was given an opportunity to be a closer for a capital raising firm. I was given 2 weeks of training and then the day before I was meant to start, the whole team got purged and I burst into tears after I received a phone call from the sales manager, simply because I felt like I was just a failure, because I was the first person in my family to go to university, first person in my family to then break into finance, which is again a big thing. And then I'd given it all up for something which I thought was going to be amazing, and ended up everyone else around me who was telling me not to go into it, it seemed at the time they were correct, because I'd given in my resignation to my company. I had no job. I had no remote job either, simply because I wasn't closing on anything at the time. And that was a real low point in my sales journey. It came right at the beginning. So could have really broken me there and I could have just gone back into a normal job. But luckily I learned a lot about myself during that process, during that time. And it taught me that, no, I will persevere through anything to make it happen, essentially. And I'm very happy I have, because now I'm able to ski in Switzerland on a random Friday afternoon. And I'm able to be wherever I want to be. So, of course, there will be tough moments along the way. There will be moments where maybe your commissions aren't as high as you want them to be, simply because your commissions aren't tied to anything. Your base salary is your base salary. And if I was earning £2,500 a month in my job, that's what I'd receive every single month if I turned up every month, every day, and every week. Here, if I don't turn up, if I don't close calls, I don't earn anything. But it's the same thing with work as well. It's the same thing with a 9-to-5. If you don't go to work, you're never going to make the money that you want to. You're never going to actually earn your base salary in the first place. So it's this illusion that a 9-to-5 is actually safe, because if you don't turn up or energy prices go up because Iran and the US are having a war, or let's say that AI comes in and wipes out 90% of the workforce. What are you going to do if you don't have the skill or remote income or a business on the side or a side hustle? And to be honest, with the rising cost of living in London and across the world, a lot of people who do have a 9-to-5 have to supplement their income with a side hustle, which completely doesn't make sense. Your main hustle should be your main hustle and not having to rely on a side hustle. So the 9-to-5 system is just breaking, in my opinion at least. And I didn't believe that until I broke out of it, but seeing how many other people's lives I've been able to change along the way, simply by presenting my own journey and presenting how I was able to break free of the 9-to-5 system and go into something as location and time independent as this, has been amazing. So it's something I definitely want to continue doing, and it's something I'm doing with God Made Sales, with our sales agency, helping professionals break into high ticket sales, just like I did. And the reason I even decided to share my journey and share my experiences is because I had, and I'm trying to break free of my very, very strong scarcity mindset. And it's simply because of coming from a pretty conservative Polish family where when we'd go to McDonald's when I was younger, we weren't allowed fizzy drinks or anything like that, simply because we always have drinks at home or something like that. So, the abundance mindset, which I'm trying to break into, is something which I've had to really, really focus on to make sure that I'm not a person who doesn't believe in abundance, because there is true abundance in this world. And right now I'm in a very, very expensive ski resort in Switzerland, and there are G-Wagons and Range Rovers flying about on the snow where you can literally spin and crash. But these guys clearly don't care, because they know that they've worked hard to be able to be in a position like this, to then be able to be abundant with their money, right? And if you don't believe in abundance, you won't be able to fulfill your potential, which is something which I definitely had at the beginning. It's something I definitely want to break out of. And it's exactly why I share my journey, to show people what is possible, even if you think that maybe, money is limited or money is scarce, because money is truly, truly not scarce. If you know about the fractional reserve system in terms of banking, you know that banks can essentially print as much money as they want. When they loan out money, they double their balance sheet, simply because they loan out someone else's money, but they still have the responsibility of giving back the initial deposit to the person when they need to spend it. So they've doubled their balance sheet, which is something very, very interesting. And as a result, money is definitely not scarce. Money is abundant. Resources are scarce. Money is not.
The one who justified the corporate.
And a key turning point for myself as well was an identity shift which I had to go through, which essentially meant killing the old Peter. And what I mean by that was stopping justifying to myself that working a 9-to-5 where I'm earning £2,000 a month is okay. Because during university, during even sixth form or during high school, I had so many entrepreneurial ventures where I was doing things outside of school, having side hustles, let's say reselling shoes, watches, PlayStation 5, technology, graphics cards, and making money on the side, not just focusing on university. And now I had gone into a full-time job, which, I mean, university is also full-time. I had used that as an excuse to not have an income on the side and not focus on something which is the main building block, which is stopping me from wanting and living the dream life that I'm essentially living now, to be very honest with you. But there's, of course, many eons to go forward. So many directions and many things I want to still achieve. So of course, I'm living an amazing life at the moment, but this is only the beginning, which is the most beautiful thing. And I had to stop justifying to myself that being in the corporate space and doing a normal 9-to-5 is okay, simply because it's just a 9-to-5. And even though it's full time, you need to focus on bigger things and making sure that AI doesn't wipe you out in terms of the workforce as well. So that was an important identity shift I had to go through, and one which is very difficult to go through if you do have that scarcity mindset, as I've just touched upon before. And the great thing about all of this is I'm not just doing it on my own. I'm able to see my friends. I'm able to see the closers and the students within God Made Sales, my sales agency, helping professionals and students break out from their 9-to-5 and break into remote high ticket sales. I'm able to see them grow. I'm able to see them break out of their 9 to 5. I'm able to see them break out of their scarcity mindsets and build an abundance mindset and build an abundant life. Something which they're all wanting to do, but maybe they think it's not possible because of the way the world has programmed them, because of the way that the world has forced them into the 9 to 5 that they're in. And it's actually made them proud, as it made me proud as well. I finished an economics degree from one of the best universities in the UK, and I was proud to be earning £2,500 a month. And the reason I say that is because all of my friends around me, when I had left my corporate job, they were shocked because they knew how much it actually meant to me. Seeing other students come into God Made Sales, learn the skills to become a closer, and then being able to leave their 9 to 5 and show their parents or show their loved ones around them that they're able to make a remote income from anywhere in the world without having to ask their boss if they need time off is way, way more satisfying than the actual commissions at the end of any top month that I can make, simply because helping my friends and helping others around me do the exact same journey that I go on is truly, truly much more satisfying. And the only way I can compare it is most people will find a lot more satisfaction from gift giving than gift receiving. And being able to share life that I live now with my friends around me is what makes it all worth it. And the main thing I want to end on is, this is something which took me a while to get to. It's not something which I just was born into. It's not something that just fell in my lap. It's something that you build over your life. And of course, not everyone's going to be a natural salesperson, but sales isn't a personality trait. It's a skill, and like with anything, you might not be good at it at the beginning, but it's something you can definitely learn. And what I want to share and what I want the video to come across in terms of the feeling I want you guys to feel is that you might be in a scarcity mindset, which I definitely was, and trying to break out of it, but trust me, the world is truly, truly abundant. And that's one of the main reasons I like to travel, because you download new data sets from different places. I went from Bulgaria to Switzerland, and the lifestyle and in general, how people live, how people operate is completely different. And it's truly, truly a blessing to be able to do this and to be able to share this journey with my friends and share this journey with the amazing, talented closers that are surrounded around me and the team that is around me. But I want the message to come across that you need to break out of the scarcity mindset. The world is truly abundant. Anything you want to achieve is truly, truly much closer than you think. And usually it takes 6 to 12 months of fully locking in to achieve almost anything that you put your mind to. So I hope this gave you a bit of a more honest insight into how high ticket sales changed my life, to be able to, call this my office on a random Friday. And I hope you guys break into that abundance mindset as soon as possible and I hope it helps you achieve your goals. So I hope to see you guys on the slopes very, very soon. See you later.